Hello and welcome to News 18 Shosha's Luv Hua. I am Chirag Sehgal and joining me today is the most adorable couple who have been setting couple goals even before the term existed. Please welcome Nakuul Mehta and Jankee Parekh. Thank you so much guys for joining us. How are you?
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Before
feeling
we
good.
start, I want to play something. This is for you guys.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Hey. Sounds a lot like it. They sound the same?
No. Haven't heard this in forever.
This was, correct me if I'm wrong, Jankee's first gift to you.
It was, I think, the one gift which I remember out of, it's probably a decade and a half or longer.
I don't know.
To when
This is
she...
11 years old on...
No,
11 years
it's probably
on
older. You put it on YouTube later, but I think it's way older.
I'd actually recorded this as, was it a Valentine gift?
It was a Valentine's gift.
Yeah.
It was one of the first, early Valentine's gift, and it's probably our most memorable gift which we have shared
आपने क्या
together.
किया था?
मैंने जो इसका eventually when Janki started a YouTube journey, we made a music video which I directed.
Oh.
So इन्होंने मुझे गाना दिया और मैंने उसके visuals इन्हें तोहफे में दिए. So
पूरा
it's,
टीम बन गए थे.
It's a special memory.
But was this a love hua moment for you?
Love तो उसके पहले हो चुका था यार. But this is very special. I think it's special because this was recorded on a home desktop without any, not professionally done. And I think it was just those days in college when you didn't have all the money in the world to get something.
This was this recording, this was a struggle.
Was a struggle.
Yeah, because I'd never recorded anything before that. And I
think you reached out to a friend.
I reached out to a friend and बहुत मुश्किल से मैंने बोला प्लीज़ ये थोड़ा सा प्रोग्राम कर दे ये कर दे
CD पे burn किया.
हाँ तो थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल था टू फिगर आउट किसके पास जाओ क्या करो दैट टाइम बट yeah I think it was special for both of us.
But then what was your love hua moment?
What was our love hua moment? Yeah, for me it was pretty much love at first sight. As cheesy as it may sound. Or now if I look back I feel like I have a good sense of big things in my life, and I think not that I'm Nostradamus, but I think the first time I saw her I felt there's something right. So मेरा तो straight away था. इनको वक्त लगा.
I don't think I had a love hua moment. It was gradual, like it happened over a period of probably a few months or a year. So
But that is what I was coming to. When he first proposed you rejected. But then you went for a Christmas party with him.
Yeah.
Nakul, didn't you feel weird?
You know a lot of details about our personal life, man.
But didn't you feel like 2 दिन पहले इन्होंने मुझे मना कर दिया, मेरा proposal reject कर दिया, and after 2 days she is going out on a party with me.
Of course, because
See,
plan बन गया था ना.
That we had already decided, na?
We bought tickets that time.
We had bought tickets to go to this.
Sorry.
And
Sea Rock, where did we go? Sea Rock.
Sea Rock, yeah. So it was hard for me to continue to be her friend and go to the party.
Yeah, but he was behaving very cool only.
हाँ,
Very cool.
पर पैसे भी भरे थे ना पास के लिए. हाँ यार, we continued and I think that was the best decision because we continued to be friends and I think that friendship blossomed into love for her. मेरा clear था.
But why had you rejected him?
I think rejection is a big
It was
word.
not rejection.
As in
it was,
Like she was 16 years old.
I've never been in a
16?
relationship. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was very young. And now you know my age, so you can calculate backwards. But I think I was just very young. I didn't know how love is supposed to feel. I wanted I didn't want to force it.
Yeah.
So, and he was a friend at that time, so. And I think it was the perfect decision of not to accept his, proposal at that time.
Possibly, yeah. I think that just made us work harder towards knowing each other, and when it eventually happened, I think it was probably the right time for it to happen.
But you guys dated for 9 years before you got married.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in today's time, we don't see a lot of relationships or marriages lasting for so long. What do you think bind you guys together for those 9 years?
I feel one mustn't like dissect a relationship. Like if it's going beautifully, then it should go beautifully. You know, it's not, and you can't compare a relationship to another. I think everyone has their own sort of journeys. And if you manage to get something right, it's not like we have the answer to it. We're also learning as we go, right? Our friendship continues to sort of like be very, very strong, right? And everything else is around that. And
I also feel that we, when we started dating, we were, you know, a particular, you know, we were different. Today, when you see like what 15, 20 years down the line, we're different people. But I think we let, I mean, I think I can say that for him and he can say that for me, that we let both of us, we gave each other the time and space to grow and evolve, because now we are not the same people. But just accepting that we are going to evolve in this journey and change and adjusting to that, you know, not holding on to, hey, but you were like this 10 years back.
I think growing together,
you know,
and like constantly growing.
Just growing and evolving together and accepting that of each other, I feel has helped us.
Also,
Also,
such an unromantic answer, yeah. He was
yeah, but
expecting like कुछ pointers दे दोगे जिससे जिंदगी सफल हो जाएगी. But then I don't think there's a romantic answer to this. Yeah, I think it's a lot of learning. It's a lot of
I don't
unlearning,
think a
it's
relationship is only about romance, right? Because romance is initially, but then how do you sustain a relationship for like 15, 20 years or for your whole life? It's only when you pass that, and then there is so much more. There is compatibility, there's connection, there's communication, like all these other factors are so important, much more important than just romance. Romance is there. Romance evolves over 20 years, you know. What we used to do 20 years back is not the same.
That's what I
that
wanted to
definition
ask.
of romance is different now. So,
but are you guys as romantic as you were, say, 20 years back?
I think so. Just like your expression changes, right? Like today, romance is getting coffee and going to the park with Sufi. And it feels like the best thing in the world. And back then, it used to be holding hands and maybe like
changing gears.
Changing gears, and I mean, we still do that. But like going for drives or like dancing like mad, which we still occasionally do. It's not that we don't, but like it changes, right? And it changes for the better, I think. So yeah.
But is Nakuul as romantic as he is on screen?
Jesus.
No.
Thank God for that, right?
No, he's not.
On screen, I'm romancing at the drop of a hat. Yeah, असल जिंदगी में नहीं हो सकता ऐसा, और नहीं होना चाहिए.
नहीं, I'm glad he. And the minute there are moments, there are many times when he starts saying, you know, he's talking to me, but it feels like it just came out as a dialogue. I was like, what is this dialogue?
पकड़े गए.
No, in real life, in our romantic moments, I also give background score. क्योंकि shows में तो background score होता है. And she's like, stop singing. That's not a good song. That's not a good song. Don't sing. So.
But have you used कोई show का line कभी जानकी के लिए?
मैं actually personal line show में काफी use करता हूँ. So the line is really like.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, so line is really thin. No one can tell like who's who.
But Nakuul is a heartthrob, and that comes with a lot of female fan following. Has anybody flirted with him?
Female and male?
Yeah, both. But then, has anybody flirted with him or say kissed him in front of you? I mean, friendly flirting.
Flirting, I love it. I mean, if he has female following, I'm so glad. You know, you are in this profession so that
you better have a following.
You know, you better have a following. You better have people who love you. And it's amazing. I mean, I feel so proud when somebody comes to him and, you know, says that, you know, like I remember we'd gone for a concert of her friends, and this lady flew, and she was a senior lady. She flew from where? Bangalore, Hyderabad, just to make sure that she can come and meet him and she made some homemade sweets, and she was going through a health condition, and in spite of all that, she came to meet. And it was just so overwhelming for me. Like I remember seeing that, and I was crying while she was like, "What happened to you, beta?" I'm like, I don't know. I just felt so like, how can people love you so much, you know? And that just speaks of, like, I feel whatever you do in life, wherever, whichever occupation or profession you're in, to be able to do work that really affects people, so I feel so proud.
But fan following is just one aspect of being an actor. There are long working hours, there are shifts. Especially with Sufi now, how do you guys divide parental duties?
यार कभी ऐसा सोचा नहीं that we divide. You fill in where you can, and at that point, who has more time, and that's how it naturally happens. And like, to be honest, in the last 2.5 years, Sufi is now 2 years 8 months. Jankee's done the heavy lifting. I've been away. Last couple of months, I've been free, and I've been spending a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
So I think it really depends. Janki decided to take a step back and not pursue singing as much as aggressively as she was, and I'm really pushing her to go back to it because I have the time now to take care of him fully. So I think like you fill in. Like I don't think, and that's the beauty of a relationship, right? You don't decide कि ये मेरी responsibility है, तुम्हारी है. And also I think we are fortunate. हम India में रहते, you have so much support.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you have to do your dishes in the morning and you have to schedule your washing machine and you have to schedule other things. We get a lot of free time to be able to spend with our child and with each other, which I think is such a privilege. Because I don't think our parents had that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
You know, they were out earning a livelihood, and I think because we are fortunate that we don't have to sort of today at this point worry about rent and food and shelter, at least the basics. You can really spend a lot of time with him. So it's not really seen as duties. It's like, you know, how can I maximize my time? So today, if I have more time, like Janki after this interview has to go out and finish some errands, and I will go spend time with Sufi. So it just naturally kind of happens. Yeah.
Who's a stricter parent?
I don't think either of us are strict. Yeah, we're pretty easy.
But like you guys married in January 2012, and Janki, like at least in the Indian society, when you tell your parents or family that okay, this is the guy I want to marry, first question is कि अच्छा करता क्या है लड़का? Nakul's first show, full-fledged show, came out after your marriage.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of convincing as far as your family is concerned?
Yes, there was convincing. But I mean, my parents didn't know better. I come from a business family. He was pursuing acting.
Yeah.
Nobody in the family has ever done that. Or even he doesn't come from a film background or a, you know. So, of course, there were apprehensions as parents you will have, you know. But I think when they met him, I think they realized that he's the right fit for it. Because I'm also not somebody who does a day job. I was also, you know, I've been pursuing music, and so I think they came around.
Yeah, they came around.
Yeah. But Janki must not have mentioned, say, that time to you, but did you ever get this thought ki, okay, this might be, this might be a hurdle. I don't know if hurdle is the right term here, but this might be a hurdle when it comes to her parents.
I mean, like she said, I think for any parent, what are you looking? You're looking at like their child being happy, right? And that child being happy, you'd ideally want some, like a job which is secure and which you know of.
Yeah.
I feel arts in this country still is such a, like people think it's an abstract sort of, you know, they have crazy lives, you know, crazy sort of lifestyle. But I think that is also changing now. I think people are more aware. So it is only natural for like, I think parents to look out for something which is like more stable and something like everyone understands.
Yeah.
Our jobs are not which people understand. I mean, we also sometimes like kind of wonder like what kind of crazy lives these are, right? Like there are days you're running such crazy schedules and you don't know which city you're waking up. Like she performs all over the world. So like I understand today, I think way better. Like it's difficult for parents to understand because when we started, we were also grappling with a new industry. We were grappling with sort of. So I think it took a while, but it was at the same point in our 20s, and we are also finding ourselves. I feel it's like the 20s is like the years of building, right?
Yeah.
And you're finding yourself. You yourself don't know, is this what you want to do? I think so. Whilst I did my first, like, I think I found success as an actor, like right after marriage. I was an actor already. But I think in our profession, you know, success and failure is so public.
Yeah.
So आप जानते हो जो एक्टर स्क्रीन पे दिखता है या लोग उसे चाहते हैं. अगर मैं इंजीनियर होता और अगर मैं कोई भी जॉब करता, आप people won't question, at least he's got a job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we overcame all those sort of apprehensions together, and in our head it wasn't a big deal. Like I wish I could give you a slightly more dramatic answer कि बहुत मेहनत की, ऐसा नहीं था.
No drama
in our case, you guys, that this is what we love pursuing, and hopefully we'll find some success, or one of us will find some success and it'll help the other. But yeah, I think.
But then the most beautiful thing is that you guys also have been the part of each other's journey. Like since, like we mentioned, you started with each other and are here today with each other.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I think Nakuul knows me, and I know Nakuul before he started acting, like when he was modeling. So we actually found our path.
Yeah.
We helped each other also. Like he would tell me, listen, you should do this, you should do that. So we've actually grown together. So.
But 9 plus 11 years now, one habit of each other which you think, Acha, this is what I didn't like at first, but today he has changed it. Anything, it could be.
मेरे साथ तो हो ही नहीं सकता.
Hello. He's just adjusted to my mess.
That's true. She's very honest. Yeah, I've adjusted to my mess. Yeah.
He's become a lot more adjusting to me. But तुम तो perfect हो. Joking.
No, I mean,
she's also added joking.
Yeah.
It's been so many years that, like you said, both of us evolved. Yeah. I said both of us evolved. So we've changed so much, I think, both of us over the last few years, and we've just adjusted to each other.
How often do you guys fight over petty things?
Like what are petty things? I'm trying
Anything. Towel idhar kyun rakha?
Oh yeah. And that's. I mean, those are all
This
my
morning?
complaints. Those are my complaints.
Yeah, this last
With
morning.
her. Yeah.
This morning also.
Yeah. I'm like,
This
please,
morning.
I'm like, just put the towel back. It'll be nice. I mean, of course, yeah. We're like any normal, I think, two people in a relationship, and you go through all those sort of emotions, and it's important, right? Otherwise, life would be so boring. Of course, होता है यार. रोजमर्रे की जो भी issues होते हैं, वो तो होते ही हैं, and you laugh about it and you move on with life, and yeah.
But one thing that I've also told Nakuul, and he's widely loved for it, is he's the perfect example of somebody who has proved कि look, masculinity is not fragile. I can wear ghagra, I can wear, say, any jewelry, and he's widely appreciated for it. What are your thoughts on it?
No, he's Nakuul. I think the one quality about him is that he's very curious. He's very aware, and he's very sensitive to people around him also. So he is very accepting of people around him, and their emotions. So I mean, when it comes to all the different things that he's doing, whether it's with his political poetry, and of course, you spoke about the dances that he is doing. I think he's like he says, he's a citizen of the country.
Yeah.
So he has an opinion on everything, and he feels it's his responsibility to share it. Yeah. So. I
mean, I share it when I really feel like it. It's not like my responsibility, but I like, if I feel it, I like. I don't stop myself.
Yeah. People often say, like, people often ask, what is the mantra of a successful marriage or a mantra of a successful relationship? I feel there can't be a mantra, because if it's the same mantra for, say, 11 years, it becomes boring. Do you guys feel alike?
Mantra?
There's no mantra for a successful marriage, but I think not to have too expectations out of each other, too much of expecting, or have a long checklist of the things I feel like, this is what my partner is supposed to do. I don't know if at least that's not worked with us. We've always we've taken up, all sorts of roles in the relationship.
Yeah, we don't even have gender divided sort of division of roles. In fact, traditionally how you would expect Indian couples to be, that the man goes out and provides and the sort of wife, traditionally what I'm saying. Yeah. Ours is the opposite actually, where I'm taking care of the house, I'm taking care of the plants, I'm figuring out most of the time the didi comes to me and asks me, "What lunch mein kya banao, dinner mein kya banao?" Because Janki has no answer as always, and I'm struggling with it. But I'm saying there's no like traditional कि ये तुम्हें करना है, ये मुझे करना है. And now that I'm sort of on a bit of a hiatus and sabbatical from work, Janki is going out and working more and she's away and I'm spending more time with Sufi. So there are no traditional roles कि ये तुम्हें करना है, ये मुझे करना है. The technology in our house is taken care of by her.
Yeah.
TV में कुछ खराब है, she will look at it. You know, छोटे चीजें अगर if something's off, I will look at it. And but depending on the time, right? If I'm on a shooting schedule, she kind of manages most things. So I think like you kind of glide into the different roles at that point, and it's not that we've spoken about this also, but it naturally kind of happens.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
Before we wrap up, we have a small segment for you. It's called Photo Reveal. I have certain photographs. You will have to share at least one story about the photo. So I'll give it to you एक एक करके ना.
Okay.
Chalo. This is the first one.
Do you even remember this?
This is from an airport, is it?
Yeah, this looks like from an airport.
See, you see trolleys behind, man.
This is.
Oh, this is Italy. Was it Italy, Japan? I can't remember. Italy?
Maybe I have no idea, no memory.
No?
Where have you got this picture from, man?
I dug deep.
Huh? This is really deep, man. We're also trying to remember, but was it? It's not a honeymoon, was it?
Is it Japan? Because I think you look like that. You had that beard in Japan.
Yeah, so interesting. Was it Japan? But let's assume this was 2018 April. It was Sakura season in Japan, and it was
my birthday.
It was a birthday, and we were traveling to Japan. It was one of our finest trips ever. Japan is the most beautiful country for both of us. I feel it's probably our most favorite country, the most unique country we've ever been to. And we're vegetarians, but people told us it'd be very difficult to eat. Carry a lot of desi food. We carried nothing. And we found the best vegetarian restaurants, vegan restaurants, I would say, in Japan. And we had such a great time. Yeah, कुछ 14 दिन थे, 12-14 दिन.
14 दिन.
Tokyo में 6 दिन थे, and we had such a beautiful time. Yeah. So it could be from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next is this one.
Oh man, we look really
see,
young.
these are all these selfies that I have taken.
These are selfies.
Of course, it's a selfie. ऐसे तो लिया मैंने.
Janki looks really cute. I look like a weirdo.
Maybe I also look.
This is very. I think this was during प्यार का दर्द है. Must be like early days of our marriage, because तब selfie
we look younger.
भी नहीं होता होगा. I think वो कैमरा उल्टा करके खींचते थे ना.
correct. वैसे
ये वो वाला वक्त है.
वैसे लिया.
But I think the first 3 years of our marriage, my memory is that we couldn't spend as much time because we were she was working like never before. She would be traveling constantly on tour, and I was working I remember I was doing a day job, which is working on a TV show. We had opened up a private limited company, and me and a couple other friends. So I used to come back from work and I used to go directly to a friend's house and work from there. I was working 16 hours a day. We barely saw each other first 3 years, and hence you see that both of us looked so skinny because we were just overworked. This was the youth of early 20s. You wanted to create, build, all of that. It was a beautiful time where we learned a lot. You could, live off 4 hours of sleep. I would not recommend that for anyone, but we did that at that point. And it was beautiful. We were really building and creating in our lives. Yeah. So.
Yeah. This is the next one.
This we clearly remember.
Oh.
This we clearly remember.
This was.
You should talk to us.
Yeah, this was Nakuul's 21st birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. He's nice and chubby.
It was the only surprise party I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, and I decided Nakuul is not he doesn't like surprises.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
You had organized this party.
I thought, let me organize a surprise party for him.
You and Kachu, my sister.
Yeah, so we called friends and we celebrated this at Jazz by the Bay.
Which now is not just jazz, but
not just
used
jazz
to be
by the Bay.
like Bombay's first karaoke bar at Marine. You don't know. Marine Drive.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
This was a picture that was taken on one of those small digi cameras
How young do we
by
look, man.
Vivek.
Also Vivek.
Yeah, this was on his camera.
But now
that
the
was a
more
beautiful night.
recent ones. This one's from
ये
your
भी
end.
recent नहीं है, 11 साल हो गए
इसको भी
इसको
11 साल हो गए.
11 साल.
Oh wow. Oh wow. This one looks like Janki has such a shocked reaction. Oh my God, how did we land up here?
शादी हो गई, शादी हो रही है.
How did we land up here? Why are you so surprised?
Baby, I don't know. It's an in
This
between.
was my plan always, babe.
In between reaction.
Yeah.
I was happy. I was happy.
Yeah, it was a happy surprise. Can't believe it, got married. Shit, I feel like taking off my beard and being this guy again.
I think you
It's
should.
time. घर जाते ही निकालते हैं.
This looks like from one of your vacations.
This was London 2017. You know, we'd gone and I was shooting for Ishqas, and there was Hina and Rocky's
Yes.
concert we'd
And
gone.
this was Tony.
This was our first trip together
Yes.
to London.
Yes.
First trip together.
Together. I mean, we'd
Together.
gone separately, but it was the first trip where we went together. And London's always been magical. Yeah, it's probably now our most favorite city in the world.
Yes.
And we were staying at Soho. We were, of course, very young and stupid, because who gets a house to stay in Soho? It's noisy. People are partying all night, and you want to get an apartment in the middle of the city. But we had a really good time, yeah. And I remember we made a local friend who was a phenomenal photographer who offered to take some photos for us. Tony?
Yeah, Tony.
And this is we were like in the center of London. Where was this, yeah? This is very close to where like the Queen's Palace is. I can't remember this area, but yeah. And since then, of course, we've gone to London so many times. I've ended up working there, shooting there, and the city just really feels like home now, yeah.
And the last one, I want to know why these expressions. But this is such a cute
Why
picture.
these expressions? Oh, I remember this. So we were in Goa, and we were on a baby moon.
We're on a baby moon.
And I
We've
remember.
not shared this with anyone else.
Yeah, so I
only
remember-
our immediate family knew it.
Yes,
Or not even them.
I remember Nakuul used to do all these posts and stories, you know, while having a great time on the holiday, and I was supposed to. I was only putting pictures like itna upar, okay, and then Knox. And I was like, Knox, you can't be putting such pretty
Because you're not sharing
pictures.
with the world.
I was like, I can't hide my tummy anymore now. You know, I think
But
now
we've
it's
still not shared it with the world.
We've
So
not
these are
shared it.
pictures we've
So
taken for ourselves.
Yeah, we've taken pictures. We've taken these pictures in Goa. And we're staying in this beautiful villa. And after Sufi happened, we went back there, I think, twice.
Yeah. It's a place we really enjoy going
we
to.
have a picture just like this in the same outfit
With Sufi outside now.
outside.
Wow.
It was a very special time for us, this one.
Yes.
This was during the pandemic, like 2020 October. And we were still adults but footloose. We didn't have a child in our lives till then, and it was a beautiful time. Yeah. And we were shocked, like, how did we do this? We created this? Wow.
But
Yeah.
thank you so much, guys, for joining us. It was lovely talking to you. All the very best.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Chirag.
you. Hi, this is Janki, and this is,
Her husband, Nakuul.
and you're watching us on News 18 Shosha.
Like, share, subscribe.